Hi, and welcome to Healing from Within. I'm Karina. I'm the creator of the Healing from Within community. Thank you so much for joining me on my journey. I've just had the most amazing week. I'm so excited because just amazing things have been happening. I'm so excited about it. But before I tell you about it, I'll just say thank you so much for coming on this journey with me, because we can heal together. As you know, that I'm really passionate about sharing with you my journey of healing from deep within. I personally believe that we are made up of three parts: spirit, soul, and body. And if we work on all three parts of us, then we can heal, completely heal, and turn our life around. So for me, my journey has been working out and figuring out how to heal all three parts of me: my spirit, my soul, and my body. And as I'm doing that, I've completely revolutionized my life, completely turned it around. So I, like many of you, many people in this world, was stuck in deep depression, thinking that that was it, that once you're diagnosed with it, it's an illness for life. And I see the statistics. I see that so many people in this world is dealing with depression. I mean, it's crazy, so many people, and I get it. I understand it, because there's a lot of worries and stress, and worried about the world, and worried about politics, what's happening, worried about all the wars and the famine and what's coming next, worried about finances and paying bills, and all the stresses of life. So I get it, I understand. And for me personally, it was a lot of traumas all the way through life, like constant traumas, which led me to the place of a mental breakdown and feeling like very suicidal, just not wanting to live. I mean, I was a complete mess. So if I can change and heal, then anybody can. Honestly, if you'd seen the state of me a few years back, you would know that it's possible. So I'm here on a journey, and I just want to share with you that it is possible to heal. It is, if you want it bad enough. The thing is I hit rock bottom, and I feel like all the way through my life, I felt like every time one traumatic situation and heartache ended in my life, and I'd come up for air, and that's how I felt. I felt like I'd come up for air, and then something else would happen, and I'd go back down, and it was constant. I mean, it was crazy. I had a lot of people saying that I must be cursed. I don't know why they said that, but I guess that they just felt like that one person can't go through all of that, one after the other. I've been joined by the kitty cat again. He came on my last video as I was speaking. He came up and started speaking. So yeah, that's cool. But yeah, so I felt like I was always drowning, until one day, that was it. I snapped. I just couldn't take it anymore. I think it was just too much. And I just lost the plot for a little while. And I, like so many of us, thought that was it. But I'm so excited to say that it's not. It is not it. So I feel like every part of my journey, every step, I found the right key and the right tool to help with what I'm dealing with right there and then. It's been a journey, and there's been different obstacles, different things I've hit, that I've had to figure out how to deal with this and how to conquer this. And I am so thankful, because it's almost like God, universe, whoever I'm not here to say about that, so whoever you believe in, but it's almost like it just comes. The podcast I need to hear that day is just there at the top of my feed. Like every single time I'm dealing with something, every stage that I'm dealing with, I just find that that's the podcast for me right at the top. So I mean, I've shared with you the steps that I've taken. I put all the first so many steps that in a little book, so that you can read if you would like to. But if you go back through my videos, you will see that it's been a journey. You'll see all the things that I've conquered and overcome, and all the keys and tools and all the things that I did to change my life, and it's been step by step, and there's been different podcasters, different people who upload on YouTube their inspiration just as I've needed to hear something, and I apply their methods to my life. It's not like I'm taking like different methods and trying to mash them into one, because everybody that I follow is all on the same page. And I have some people I follow, like I watch every day. I always watch MasterSriAkarshana first thing in the morning, every morning, because no matter what, his is for me, and his helps me. You know, he talks about meditation, law of attraction. He did one this morning actually, and I was just saying in my last podcast that I felt that there was triggers in my life and stumbling blocks what had come up, and I wasn't sure how to handle it. And this morning he was talking about what to do if you're triggered, if something negative happens in your life, someone negative, horrible comes up, you know, not horrible, he didn't say horrible, but something that happens in your life that just is a trigger or whatever. And so he was talking about breathing methods, the deep breathing methods. And so I find that every morning, he always inspires me. Every morning he says something that really is for me. So, you know, I am so grateful. So I'm asking you to come on this journey with me. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Help me to grow this channel and reach more people who are struggling with depression, so that they can come on this journey too and learn the steps to heal. And I'm not saying that all my steps might work for you, but I know some will. Because Dr. Caroline Leaf for me was a massive key to retraining my brain, and she does so many teachings, so many. So you can read her books, you can do her studies, you can watch her podcasts. She has done so many studies in neuroscience of the mind-brain connection and how to retrain your brain, because it's the negative cycles and all that trauma that affects our brain that then turns it so dark and negative. So I don't know about you, but when I was in deep depression, I felt like I was in a fog of darkness all the time. It was darkness over my mind, darkness over me. I walked around with my head down, hood up. I just didn't want to get from under the blanket. I didn't want to live out each day. Every morning when I woke up, it was like, do I have to live today? So, you know, if you start off every morning with, do I have to live today? Well, guess what? Your day is going to be absolutely awful. If you have negative thoughts all the time, your life is going to be negative. And so that's how it was for me. And all the trauma was all in here. Like all the memories of the horrible things that had happened through life was all in here. So learning how to undo that and to retrain your brain, it takes so many days to retrain it from being negative to positive, and to start healing the effects. It takes so many days to heal the effects. So doing her brain detox and following her work and training myself to be positive all of the time. Like I'm always got this dialogue inside of like, oh, great things are happening. This is happening today. Great things are going off. Oh, thank you for this. Thank you for that. In constant gratitude. I'm in constant making myself like turn any negative thought into positive. If there's a trigger, trying to figure out how to heal it. So now, like MasterSriAkarshana talked this morning about, if there's a trigger, stop and do some deep breathing exercises. And do that over and over again. And I was doing it this morning every time I thought of something that's hurtful in my life, because like sometimes it would try and come, and I did the deep breathing. And anyway, to share with you what's gone off this week, I shared with you on my last talk here that I had encephalitis when I was a child and lost my memory completely. I was in a coma for 2 weeks and never regained my memory at all. And I had to start again from scratch, like a baby, learn to walk and talk and do everything again. So when I got to go back to school, I was behind everybody else, but not just behind. I struggled to grasp concepts and grasp new things, and unless I did things repetitively over and over and over again for years and years and years, then I wouldn't remember it. So everything was just hard. I had no coordination. I couldn't catch a ball, couldn't hit a ball with a bat at all. So obviously in gym class, nobody wanted me, and everyone would laugh at me all the time because my reading level was pretty poor. And then through high school, you know, of trying to read, if the teacher had to tell you to read out loud, you know, it'd be awful. A lot of laughing, name calling, and spelling has always tripped me up. It's a lot better today, but it was still something that I have to work on, because if it's something I'm not doing over and over again, like I'm spelling it every day, then it don't seem to sink in, and so it was a challenge to learn all my life. So I've done a lot of qualifications because I'm just determined, and I found a way. I did a lot of things through coursework, a lot of courses where you do hands-on stuff, you know, not many exams at the end, and when it is, it's not too hard. But even that, I had to work harder than probably everybody else, really hard. So I've been studying for a new career, and I passed everything I needed to pass to start with, and I had 2 exams to passed one, and the other one, the more I did it, the worse it seemed to be that I could get second guessing myself, changing answers and stressing out. So I kept failing. And so I was like, okay, what's going on? I can't seem to remember this. And then when I read these questions, they don't seem to make sense, and I have to reread them. That's half the problem, is having to reread things over and over again to get it in my brain what it's saying, because it's designed, these questions on this test, this exam is designed to trip you up and trick you, and you have to really pay attention to every little detail and every little word. So the way my brain was working, it was just not getting it, and I've been getting very upset and stressed out about it, and trying my hardest not to, and but it was something I wanted so bad, so I was like really struggling. But this week, you know, because I follow different people for different techniques and what they've got to offer and teach you, and so this week I was started following Jim Quick, the brain coach. Started kind of like following him a little bit a few months back, but I didn't really look into it or anything. But I heard his story that he was known at school as a kid with a broken brain because he had a brain injury, and he couldn't read, and his coordination was bad, and he couldn't learn, and he was pretty much like I was and have been through my life. But he was introduced to a lot of different methods to do with training your brain and reading, and now he has a speed reading course. His memory is amazing. He can remember anything he looks at and reads and hears. So goes around the room and says everyone's name, and he can say them all straight away. He can keep remembering them all and saying them all forward and backwards. I mean, he's just amazing. He trains actors and actresses and different people on remembering the lines and his methods. So anyway, he did a 3-day course this week that anyone could just join for free. He did a 3-day course, and he brought on different people who was talking on different topics. So we had Dr. Caroline Leaf on, who I follow all the time, talking about the brain. He had people talking about the nutrition and the connection, and like how you really need to change your diet, which is something that I've been diving into anyway, and I've really been doing that, completely changing my diet, because I heard actually Dr. Living Good talking on YouTube, which and just advertising his book, and just giving a little speech on food. And I heard a couple of podcasts as well about on food and the connection with your gut and your brain. And if you want your cognitive health and you want your brain to function better, and you want to be healed even from depression and anxiety, then you need to work on your gut. And I knew I was having problems anyway, and since I moved back to the States from England, I was just piling on weight. It was just coming on, piling. And then when I moved to the area that I am right now, piled on 4 more stone. And so it was getting out of hand crazy. And I didn't really know why, because I didn't feel like I was doing anything different. I don't overeat at all. I didn't feel like there was much difference, but I knew food was affecting me because I was getting sick. So anyway, Dr. Living Good, he offers his book for free. All you do is pay shipping. So I got this and I'm reading it right now. But back to learning limitations, this is horrible to say, but I've never finished a book in my life. I get books now and again because I'm really interested, and I never finished one because it takes so long to read them, and I completely forget what I've read and I have to reread them. So I've never finished a book. So anyway, Jim Quick, the brain coach, Limitless Learning, he was teaching on reading, and so he had this reading. So I picked up this book because he got everyone to get a book that they wanted to read, and he was teaching methods of reading, and I'm like, and also some techniques to do with your eyes and everything before you start reading, and I've been doing what he said, and I'm like, wow, this actually works. And so I'm actually reading this book, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna finish this and start the last one I started, because that's something that I really want to read too. So I'm like so excited now to start getting books so that I can read them and get through them. But also I'm learning my studies, I'm able to retain it and take it in, and I'm like, wow, this stuff really works. I want to actually do his course on limitless learning and speed reading. I would love to. So I'm like, okay, universe, I want to manifest the money for this because I really want to do it. But I'm like, wow, okay. So I have been practicing, and I've been doing it. I've been reading it. So as well as reading this, because it's all about what we should be putting in our bodies and taking care of our bodies, just like we would take care of our car and put the right stuff in it, and we take care of others. We need to take care of ourselves, like so I'm reading this and I'm really enjoying it now. It's the first time I'm enjoying reading because I'm remembering. So my studies, I'm actually taking in what I'm reading, the math, which was tripping me up because I wasn't actually getting any of the math, but now I'm starting to be able to retain it. So I'm so excited. I did that 3-day, and I'm like, I feel so blessed doing that 3-day because it was the whole team of Limitless Learning, and he had this lady on who's like an expert in the tapping solution. So I don't know whether you've heard of that, but that really deals with trauma. And I told you on my last video that I felt like there was things in my life which came along to trip me up. Somebody came along and started messaging X from 10 years ago, but started messaging, ex-husband. So I felt like it was a trigger. As soon as I started getting these messages again, I started to fall apart. And it happens pretty much once a year. And I was like, I can't, I don't know. For some reason, I was like, what do I do to handle this? It sends me in a spiral. And I felt like I needed to take a complete break from this, because what can I give, But you know what? This morning, MasterSriAkarshana talked about the breathing, deep breathing exercises, and this tap on the Limitless Learning 3-day course was talking about the lady Jessica something was talking about the tapping solution, and a lot of people do the tapping solution. I didn't realize how amazing this is. So it's just like you're tapping on your meridians, your pressure points, and learning and healing and dealing with past traumas. And I think I've told you before, but I do massage and reflexology. I went to college in England to do that. And I am very passionate about reflexology. I do a bit of massage still, but it kind of hurts. I had a nasty car accident, which kind of messed my spine up. So doing the massage has been really hard, but I am so passionate about reflexology because of all the pressure points, and all your organs are connected to your feet. So I can usually feel all the toxins which has got in any kind of organ, and I can massage them and get them out. Or I can say, okay, this needs addressing, so you can go to a doctor or whatever. But mostly I can push these toxins out, and I can identify what's going off in your body. And I know that that's something that I'm good at, because I only have to do somebody's feet once, and they're like, how did you know that I've had this surgery, or this has happened in my life, or this area of my body is struggling, or whatever, just by feeling the feet. So I've always been passionate about that since I did it. It's something that I love to help people, and so I feel like if you can eliminate the medications and the doctors, and by doing someone's feet, then I'm here to do it. So this makes sense, these pressure points, to do the tapping solution. I know you feel stupid doing it, but I'm telling you honestly, like, I felt such release afterwards. It was unreal, such a release. And I thought, okay, so I'm going to start adding the tapping solution, just doing it, and when I feel a little stressed, just tapping on these areas, as well as doing the deep breathing exercises. So for me, this journey has been learning and applying different methods to my life. It doesn't have to be like, one person's method and not the other person's method, unless they're contradicting. But I needed to rewire my brain and retrain it from being that negative person, that broken person, that the trauma took over so much that I was suicidal. I needed to retrain that. And so Dr. Caroline Leaf's methods of retraining the brain has been amazing. And then MasterSriAkarshana is meditation, the deep breathing, the teachings on the astronomy. He does that, and actually I've learned a lot, because it's science, it's real. I mean, like, if we've got a full moon, what happens to the waves outside? What happens to the water? What happens to a woman's monthly cycle? Like, it makes sense that all of that energy interferes and does something. So learning that has been brilliant, and learning the law of attraction from MasterSriAkarshana. So, I love to follow him, and I love to follow Dr. Caroline Leaf, and then the inspirational teachings by Lewis Howes and Jay Shetty. They interview people experts on everything, experts on health, experts on the gut, experts on the brain, experts on everything. So I've just really enjoyed that, and I'm enjoying this journey and enjoying healing from deep within, healing my spirit and healing my mind and healing my body. I'm enjoying it. So anyway, yesterday MasterSriAkarshana did an 888 portal teaching, and it was amazing, and I got a lot from it. But I waited, I put my phone on and I waited on the Zoom call for an hour and a half to get in, because I knew it was gonna max out and 1,000, and then if you're not an early bird, you're not gonna get in. And I really wanted to listen to what he had to say, because there's still things that like I'm working on trying to I'm working on learning how to manifest finances and manifest success, because I felt like there was still some blockages in my life, because I'd go and I'd work and it'd come to an end, or I'd go and to a show and not sell anything. It was like I felt like even financially it was still like something that's still blocking me from being able to be successful and being able to work. And so I wanted to hear what he had to say, because I knew that this portal, this big energy portal, is about abundance. And so I really wanted to listen to this podcast, and so Zoom call. So I waited an hour and a half, and just as it started, it bumped me out, and I went to get back on, and it wouldn't let me on because it was saying it was at capacity. I tried and tried and tried. I don't know why, but I burst out crying. I was like, because I was so looking forward to this, I was crying my eyes out, and I thought. And it was almost like something in my brain said, just go and look on YouTube to see whether they're putting it on live. And I didn't think there was gonna. I thought it was just a Zoom call. So I looked, and there it was. I was like, yes. So I did that with him. And I wrote everything. Well, actually, this time I didn't write down, because I didn't want to, I didn't want to run upstairs and get pens and paper out and stuff, because it already started when I got in. So I had my laptop here, so I wrote notes constantly, and actually typing some notes was really cool, because I was typing notes as he was speaking, and all these different points. I think it was 1 through 12, but I really got so much from it. And then we did the meditation at the end, and so since then I've just been doing it all, and I've now wrote down all the bills that I have to pay right now, which there's only been $5 in my bank. So when all these people are like, sign up for this course, sign up for that if you want to know more or whatever, I was like, universe, I want this so bad. So keep checking. Yeah, $5. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to manifest all the money I need. So I wrote down all the bills that I need to pay right now, and everything. And I'm finding that everything's just manifesting, coming in. Everything's manifesting. Everything's changing and turning around and manifesting. And so for me, I just feel so excited. So this week has been brilliant, because I've had 4 days of teaching. And one more thing, what happened, I'll quickly share with you, because last week it's a little bit like bombed out, because there was I love music, and 2 of my favorite bands came to the area. We've got a big concert venue just down the road, and then a lot at the beach. Mostly the beach ones are free, but the one at the concert venue you have to pay for. 2 of my favorite bands came, and I so wanted to go, and I tried to earn the money. I didn't get it. I couldn't go. So I was a little bummed out, but I thought, okay, next time they come, I'll have the money and I'll go. And then, like a couple of days ago, somebody called me and said, you know what, I've got these tickets, great seats as well, tickets to this concert, and I can't go, and I need to give them away. Do you want them? I don't want any money. And I was like, sure, that'd be brilliant. I actually had not followed these bands before, but I knew it was good. And I got there and it was just equally as good. It was brilliant. And I was like, and I was so happy. I was dancing and singing and enjoying myself. And I'm like, you know what? I'm so blessed. This week has been so much of a blessing. And then, yeah. So, I mean, like, I'm so excited because I feel like everything is just coming into place. But I feel like we just got to start that journey. If you, like I was, struggling in deep, dark depression, and you want to reverse it, and you want to heal from past trauma, you want to heal from deep within, you want to heal from horrible things what's happened in life, and you just want to just be excited about life and just enjoy this journey, then please come and join me. Come and join me and do the steps. Try the steps. What you got to lose? Be open-minded. Try the steps I've done. I wrote my little book of the first 9 steps that I did, what revolutionized my life, and then I continue them. And so, you know what? Why not try it? Because I promise you, you can heal. If I can, you can. So that's what I have to share with you today. So until next time, I'll see you soon. Have a great weekend.